Hello, my name is Rachel and it is day 20 of Vlogmas today, and I wanted to do a video about my worst reads of the year. So I don't actually have that many. If you count graphic novels, about 10% of the books I read this year weren't so good, which is pretty alright. I'm okay with that. However, I'm not going to be counting graphic novels today because I did a video yesterday about my graphic year in review sort of thing, and in that I talked about books I did not like this year that were graphic novels, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'm only going to talk about books. So the first book that I'm going to mention is The Descent of Man by Grayson Perry. I did not like this book. I just found Perry was trying to write academically, but it did not come off as academic at all. I was hoping to find a book that was similar to Fight Club but talking about it in a non-fiction kind of way. That sort of men having to stand aside to make room for women, and then how that changes their position and their relation to themselves, and I just didn't find that in here. And I found that he was very judgmental towards men. So one thing that I really like is that I've read some feminism books this year, more about the women's side of feminism, and for instance Girls Will Be Girls by Emma O'Toole, she talks about shaving a head or not shaving anything or blah blah blah, and she never judges the reader. She never says like, oh, and people shouldn't be shaving. I think she outright says like, you're absolutely fine if you want to shave, that's fine. I just decided I was going to experiment with not doing. So like, those books aren't judgmental towards the reader, and I found that he was really judgmental towards men, and I just didn't like it. I think I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, but even now looking back, I just really didn't enjoy it. It's probably 1 star to be honest. So that's the first one. Then I have Dreaming the Bear by Mimi Thibault. I remember this was kind of interesting when I was reading it. I mean, I read it for a book club that I was running at the school I worked at, so I kind of had to read it. But yeah, it wasn't the best. Very forgettable. I can remember it was a girl who got cold easy and kept walking up into the mountains and seeing some bear. That's literally like all I can remember. It wasn't great and not very memorable, so yes, not the best. Next we have I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella. I listened to this on audiobook and I really did not like it. I found it offensive to women. There's a lot of parts in this where she talks about people being bitchy or getting the period, or like there's just a woman in this who she just talks about in such like stereotypes of women in business and women who care about the jobs, and that really annoyed me and I didn't enjoy that. And yeah, also very forgettable, just didn't enjoy it. There are some Sophie Kinsellas that I've absolutely loved, 2 specifically. All the others I'm pretty much getting rid of, to be honest, or I've given them my mum if she wants them, because I know she still likes her, I think. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend this one. If you are looking for Sophie Kinsellas, I would highly recommend The Undomestic Goddess, because that book is amazing. But yes, wasn't impressed by that one. The next one we have, unfortunately, is Citizen, an American Lyric by Claudia Rankine. I just didn't enjoy this, to be honest. It's a very weird setup. It's kind of like poetry but essays and very odd. But the thing that I just didn't like about it is it was very critical and very angry, and I understand that people have a right to be angry, of course I do, but I think writing a whole book of anger doesn't achieve things sometimes. For me, like in the feminism books I read, if people just went on and on about how it was annoying that women didn't have rights, I wouldn't like them. And it's kind of like that with this. I want to read books where people are talking about and researching actual ways that we can change these like injustices, and I just felt like this didn't really do that. It was kind of just a rant. I don't know, I just wasn't a fan, unfortunately, and I really thought that I was going to be, but wasn't for me, to be honest. It wasn't for me. The next one we have is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This is the one that's in the middle, and I kind of enjoyed. I liked the history aspects of this, and the flashbacks, and the stuff to witches ages ago, and the stuff to do with this pool, the dumping pool I think it's called, that's a big, no, drowning pool, that's a big part of this book. I enjoyed that stuff, and I did enjoy some of the characters, but the ending just got so far-fetched, and I just did not, I wasn't there for the ending, and it kind of ruined the whole book for me. So yeah, wasn't a huge fan of this one, unfortunately. And then the last book I have to show you is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I didn't really like this book at all, to be honest. Things I do like about it are the bits in between. So this is told from two perspectives. It is told from the girl's perspective and the boy's perspective, which is fine, but they won't just be the character chapters. So if it's Daniel and Natasha, their name's at the top, but sometimes you get these other chapters and other little bits. And for instance, there's an etymological history of the word eerie, and there's little bits where they'll run past someone, or someone will be a part of the story for like 2 seconds, like a shop clerk or whatever. Why did I say shop clerk? I'm not American. A shop assistant. And then in the next like little bit, there'll just be a little bit that sort of tells you about their day and how maybe they were having a shit day and then they had a good interaction with this person and it made them have a happy day or something. I really enjoyed that. That was a fantastic aspect of it, and that is something I think I ended up giving this maybe 3 stars, because I really enjoyed her writing style and them aspects of it, and that did make me read everything afterwards, and I really enjoyed that. I think I gave it 4 stars. That was a lot better. For this, I just can't get on board with the whole like insta love, they fall in love, completely in love in one day. It just wasn't great for me, to be honest, but I did enjoy that part of the writing style, so maybe it shouldn't be in the worst books, because I did enjoy that, but then I didn't enjoy any of the rest of it, so it's here anyway. So they are all of my worst reads of 2017. If I had to pick the worst, it'd probably be the Grace and Perry one. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another video. Bye!